Although a lethal shot with his boltgun, the Plague Marine Kholerus prefers to slay foes with his blight grenades. Each of the hand-thrown bombs contain explosive chemicals that create a choking haze of plague spores. Within the clouds, flesh dissolves and armor melts so that enemies are reduced to puddles of sludge. Hello my friends, my name is Max, and today we're going to build Kholerus from Space Marine Heroes Series 3 or a more recent Plague Marine skill team. As you can see, I still have the Space Marine Heroes Series 3 from year 2019, but this is the same model as in the Plague Marine skill team. As always, by the end of this video we will figure out answers for 3 simple questions. Does this mini look cool when assembled? Is it easy and fun to build it? And how does it look next to other minis? The instructions are fairly straightforward. We are supposed to assemble the torso, putting a head in between these 2 beats, and then we just add whatever is on the sides and on his back. Let's go ahead and start with the torso. I will use helmeted head 1, and we will need beats 3 and 4. I have cleaned up all 3 beats of this Plague Marine. I especially like the helmet over here, looks incredibly cool, very disturbing. And this torso is supposed to be assembled like this. There are some pins. However, these pins are not particularly short, so I will have to shorten them in order to make them work perfect. Let's see how the head should be attached over here. There is a guide for the head. He will be fixed in this position. And I'm going to glue it. This head is gonna be along these lines. I'm going to shorten the pins. And now I am going to glue the torso. And this is our disturbing pal so far. Next, let's assemble these beats. We start with the left arm number 5. This is our left arm, very detailed, lots of horns here. And it should be sitting over here, somewhat like this. I will shorten this pin slightly. And that is our left hand in place. Now let's find the right one, number 6. This is my right arm, looking incredibly cool. Some plague grenade here. It should be sitting over here, like this. A really tight pin and really tight hole. I will have to shorten it. And now our pal is throwing a plague grenade. Very, very nice. They offer us to put him on a base with a Nurgle number 11. Nurgle has a bunch of grenades of his own. And we're gonna do it because this base has holes for our pal and we know exactly where he should stand. So let's find base 12 and Nurgle 11. This is our fancy base. As you can see, there are a lot of grenades here. And there is also a really funny Nurgle. He has 2 grenades of his own, looking incredibly funny. Space Marine Heroes Series 3 has really funny Nurglings, and that is why it got criticized quite a lot by some people. So the Nurgling is supposed to be sitting over here, and we're gonna glue the Nurgling. There we go. This is our Nurgling in place. There is some look for the Nurgling. And now let's see how this pal is supposed to be standing here. He should be standing like this. Since this Nurgling is gonna be covering some parts of the miniature, you might wanna paint the pal before you drop him on a base, or alternatively you might wanna avoid Nurgling if you are on a more serious side of things. But the order of assembly should be Nurgling first, Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine later, because it will be diabolically hard to place Nurgling after the Space Marine is on base. Just keep this in mind. And this is our Kholerus standing on a base. As you can see, it is only one foot that connects to the base, and the other one is in the air. Very, very cool. It actually looks quite cool when you hold it in your hands, cooler than on pictures. We have done all this, and now we only need to assemble these parts. Let's start with the backpack. We will need beads 7 and 8. These are our backpack beads. The backpack looks incredibly cool. Should be assembled like this. There is a pin here, which I will not shorten. And this is our backpack assembled. Now let's see how the backpack should be sitting on his back. There is a pin over here too. Here we go. This is our pal with the backpack. And now we're only missing his bolter, beads 9 and 10. This is our bolter beads. This bolter is supposed to be assembled like this and then put on the mini with this pin over here. This hole is for the pin on the mini. Go into glue the bolter first with very small amount of glue. And now let's place this over here. This looks like one of those cases where you better place this gun before you attach the hand. The instructions over here are a little bit optimistic about possibility of placing the gun after this right hand. We're gonna put a little bit of glue in this hole, and then we will try to make it happen. And that is our mini, my friends. It took me roughly 25 minutes to assemble it. I will give it 5 skulls out of 5 for the sheer fun of building it. This mini is a lot of fun. And I will give it 5 out of 5 for its ease of assembly. I really like Space Marine Heroes series miniatures, not only Series 3 miniatures, but pretty much all of them, including Series 2, because these minis are really, really well done. They are easy to assemble, there is not a lot of mold line. The mold line that is there is usually hidden by some parts of the miniature. Not a lot of things to cut out after you remove bits from sprue. In fact, this mini is push-off sprue, so you don't even have to cut it out. If you're really careful, you don't have a lot of things to remove with the hobby knife after you remove the bits from the sprue. Long story short, the mini is really, really easy to assemble. The only complex part here was this bolt gun. I think it should be placed here before the right hand. I have no idea why instruction set says that you have to do this after placing the right hands. I think this is a mistake of some sort. But other than that, there is nothing really wrong. This mini is way cooler than on the pictures. When you hold it in your hands, it is really, really, really cool. Very, very nice looking miniature, really bulky. You can see that this guy is full of Nurgle's gifts. Thanks to this bolter, this mini might require some partial assembly, and you might also wanna assemble it partially because of this small Nurgling over here, so probably paint him before you drop him on a base. And let's take a look how this mini sits next to some other miniatures. Of course, we have another Space Marine Hero Series 3 miniature, Morslug. You can clearly see that even though they look different, they are clearly from the same army, not even judging by the color, but by the stylistics of the armor and disgusting things happening here and there. Overall, I think this kill team and these Space Marines are incredibly cool. Chaos Space Marines, of course. This is how this pal sits next to some firstborn Space Marines. This is Blood Angel's Sergeant that we have built recently. You can see that Kholerus is taller, and that is because he is more recent mini than the one on the right. And I think overall he has better proportions than old Space Marines. And of course, if you compare him to some other Chaos forces, like this Chaos Terminator, you can see that he is almost as tall as a Chaos Terminator. I really hope Chaos Terminators will become larger at some point and more menacing. But this pal on the left looks incredibly cool. And that's a wrap for today, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It will help you to catch more content like this and support me in growing the channel. Share your thoughts on this mini in the comments below. I'm working to make my videos more helpful, and I need your inputs. Check the description of this video for a Google form link and share what's your biggest struggle when building Warhammer 40k minis. Make sure to check the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.